I am Michele Chilanti with the IBM Cloud Pak's Bringup lab. In our first video of this series, you saw how you can use IBM Cloud Paks to create a solution for the auto insurance claims processing. In this video, we'll discuss how you can use Cloud Paks to monitor and manage the solution as it is deployed on an OpenShift cluster. Let's review again the architecture diagram. For operational support, we used Instana and Turbonomic, which are offered as part of the IBM Automation Foundation. We installed the Instana agent and the Turbonomic agent on our cluster. We also used Cloud Pak for Watson AIOps to spot log anomalies, as we discussed later in this video. Let's take a look at Instana first. Instana is our observability solution. Here you can see that we have defined our cognitive claims application on the Instana dashboard. You can double-click the application to obtain all kinds of metrics and alerts, things like number of calls, frequency of errors, latency behavior, and even the most popular application components, and much more. If you switch to the Dependencies tab, you can see a graphical representation of all the relationships between the various application components. Here you can observe that the application stems from a gateway microservice and fans out to invoke a number of additional services. Most of these services are offered by the IBM Cloud Paks. Let's drill down on one of those components, in particular the business automation database. You can appreciate how Instana provides details on the utilization patterns of that component. Instana gives you visibility even on the most popular SQL statements that are executed on that database. And we did not have to do anything to instrument most of these components. Instana has built-in sensors for a wide variety of technologies and can automatically discover components for you. In fact, how did we define our application to Instana? We just had to create an application perspective by picking the services or application components that are part of it. In our case, we just selected the gateway microservice and told Instana to include all the downstream services and both the incoming and the outgoing calls. Instana did the rest and discovered the remaining services. We also connected our cluster to Turbonomic and Turbonomic to our Instana server, as it is shown here in the target configurations. That way, Turbonomic gets metrics about our cluster and about our applications, as they are defined in Instana. If we search for our cognitive claims application and then open the details, we can see a visual representation of all the components that make up our solution. And we can immediately spot problematic areas. Turbonomic monitors the behavior of your application for extended periods of time and provides recommendations based on the trends that it observes, which allows you to prevent problems or save on cloud spending in case the application is over-provisioned. Here you can see how Turbonomic recommends us to scale up the workflow container that orchestrates cognitive claims. Let's now take a closer look at how we took advantage of Cloud Pak for Watson AIOps. We used it to perform anomaly detection in our application logs. Anomaly detection relies on machine learning to spot log entries that may indicate a problem or a deviation from normal behavior. We created two integrations in Cloud Pak for AIOps, one with LogDNA, our log collector, and one with Slack, so that we can be notified of anomalies. In the LogDNA integration, we specified that we want to monitor a specific namespace. We then collected log entries for about 7 days of normal behavior to train the model. In the Slack integration, we specified the connection parameters of the Slack channel for notifications. When an anomaly occurs, we get a Slack message that contains useful links and information about the potential problem, and that allows us to drill down to get more information. Once all the configuration and training were done, we forced some exception in our application. We got a notification in Slack, and from the Slack message, we could drill down to the details and discover that the problem occurred during image recognition. From the Slack message, you can also act on the story that gets created for you and track the progress towards resolution. You could also dismiss the story or provide inline comments to help with the resolution. This concludes this video. Hopefully you got a sense of how you can monitor and manage complex hybrid cloud solutions using a combination of Instana, Turbonomic, and Cloud Pak for Watson AIOps.